Guess what's back? Back again. It's Doki Doki Literature Club. Tell a friend. Greetings! My name is Neosekken, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of Doki Doki Literature Club on normal VN. Now, what this is it's a fan mod of the original Doki Doki Literature Club, which I did a Let's Play of a little while back, which I recommend you check out, by the way, or play the game yourself, or check out someone else's Let's Play. Whatever you end up deciding to do, I really recommend you check out the original Doki Doki Literature Club, because number one, I am going to be talking about spoilers for that for this Let's Play. So you've been warned. And second, because, well, the modders themselves clearly want you to also play it first. So be kind. Just do what they ask. There really is no harm in it. I mean, the game is free. The only thing you'll be wasting is your time if you don't end up liking it. So, a little while back, I do recall that a subscriber of mine requested that I look into a particular fan mod of Doki Doki Literature Club since I've covered the original game, but unfortunately I kind of forgot which title it was that they wanted me to look into. And not helping matters is the fact that I ended up losing the original list of requested titles that I ended up having around the time. So I managed to remember what people asked me to cover in the future at the time when I made a new list, but I couldn't remember the name of the fan mod for Doki Doki Literature Club that they wanted me to check out. So if this isn't the mod you wanted me to check out, dear viewer, in case you're watching this right now, I just want to say I'm sorry. I really am. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So, but I mean, hey, if this isn't the game that the mod that you wanted me to check out, and you still want to see me check out this other mod, then by all means, you or well anybody else really can let me know if they want me to see me covering any other Doki Doki Literature Club fan mods, and well, I'll definitely consider giving them a go. But yeah, for now, I'm just gonna check out this one because I looked up a small list of popular Doki Doki Literature Club games, and well, fan games or fan mods, and this is the one that stuck out to me the most, the one that looked the most interesting. So here we are. Now I think I pretty much gotten everything I wanted to say out of the way, so let's just go ahead and click on a new game and get started. Do I want to keep a sense of continuity and name our main character Neo after me? Or do I want to give him a different name so whenever I refer to myself in the video titles or the video descriptions of said Let's Play, there's no confusion as to who the hell I'm talking about? If there ever was any to begin with the original Doki Doki. I think I got an idea. Rather than calling him Neo after me, like I did with the original game, why don't I call him something that sounds a bit similar, but is still distinct enough to where there'd be no confusion between myself and our MC. I'll call him Neon. Because he's probably got a nice big heart deep down that glows as radiantly as a neon sign in a dark alley somewhere. And really, you need a big shunning heart like that when it comes to romance. At least I think so. Doki Doki Literature Club, but the TVN is a mod that begins playing through nearly the entirety of the first act. Okay, so I guess right before things start getting all haywire on us. Would you like to skip directly to the new content? Well, I think maybe I will, actually, because I think maybe all the way up until that point, it'll essentially just be exactly the same game for the most part, yeah? So, why not? I could end up saving a little bit of time here. Yes, just get me to where I choose my route. Or no, let me play through Act 1. Let me choose my route. Okay, here we go. Hello, Monica. Hello, Natsuki. Is Yuri around anywhere? And, oh my god. Sayori, there we go. I couldn't remember her name for a second. Neon, you're okay with this, right? In the end, it's up to you. Of course. Very well. There you are, Yuri. Now we just need to get Sayori in here. In that case, everyone looks straight at me. Actually, let me check my volume settings real fast. Okay, good. I think I'm gonna lower the music volume just a smidge. So, that way, video's a bit easier on everybody's ears. Everyone looks straight at me. But of course I'm going to go with... Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna do what I did back during the original Doki Doki and start with Yuri because Yuri was who I was going with originally before well, the game ended up turning into a freaking horror show. So, hello again, Yuri. I think it's time that we continue right where we left off. Well, I'll probably be most useful helping out Yuri. Me? Are you serious? Very! Why would you? Natsuki, I can already tell you're about to say something mean. No! I was just saying... It's okay, Natsuki. I promise to read your manga collection with you, probably next time, maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll check your route out next after this. So, you'll be helping Yuri then, Neon? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm glad. I have a bad habit of overthinking these sorts of things. So I think your assistance would be very useful. That's great to hear. Natsuki, will you be able to handle the baking yourself? I mean, yeah. I already said I would be fine. Okay. Everyone can tell that Natsuki is feeling a little sour. So, is that everything we needed to go over? Yeah, that should be about it. Are you guys excited? Well, excited may not be the right word. But I suppose I'm looking forward to it a little bit. Do you feel the same way, Neon? Me? Okay, just wanted to check to make sure that the H key is what gets rid of the dialogue box, because I am playing a Retni game. I guess you could say I'm interested to see how it'll turn out. That's good enough for me. What about you, Natsuki? Natsuki? What? Why is everyone yelling at me? I didn't even do anything. No, that's not what I meant at all. Yuri anxiously glances between everyone in the room. I'm sorry for this. I really don't know why Neon picked me. Because it's what I did before in another universe, where things went horrifically wrong, but hopefully won't this time around. And also, your cupcakes are the best cupcakes I've ever had. They go really well with my tea. And nothing that I do for the event will compare to that, so... Now, if I have anything to say about Yuri, I'm sure you and I can come up with something very good for this upcoming event of ours. I get it. I'm kind of surprised, though. Why? Well, I'm the one acting immature. I already know that. You're trying to cheer me up all of a sudden. I know I'm not very good at it. I'm sorry if I said something bad. Natsuki isn't the only one surprised. Monika and I are also taken aback by Yuri's words. When she already has trouble with words, trying to cheer someone up must be far out of her own comfort zone. But I begin to understand. Yuri was trying to sound like Sayori. Even if it didn't work perfectly, I can tell that she tried to say something Sayori would say at a time like this. Oh yeah. I don't remember exactly, but is Sayori at this point in the story technically doing her own thing right now, away from the club? Because Sayori always helps everyone smile and feel good about themselves. Yeah, I think so. Otherwise the little dots had her right next to her name wouldn't have appeared. No, I kind of appreciate it. I'm sorry for making a big deal out of nothing, but I'm going to say this. You better bet that my cupcakes are going to be the best part of the whole event. Ah. I believe you. Yeah. I hope to see everyone do their best. But with that, there's nothing more for today. So I guess it's time for us to head out. Alright, let's get out of here then. Everyone packs up their things. I started to follow Monika and Natsuki out the door as they chat between each other. Yes, Yuri? Huh? I turn around. Sorry. I realize I don't have any way of contacting you this weekend. Need my phone number? Oh, you're right. Can't believe it slipped my mind. Should I give you my phone number? I think that would be the best way, yes. Alright then. Yuri and I exchange phone numbers. Okay. Then I'll be stopping by your house on Sunday. Huh? My house? Is that a problem? No, not at all. I just thought I'd be the one going to your house, since I'm the one helping you. I suppose that makes sense. But if you don't mind, I think I'd prefer going to your house. Alright. In that case, it won't be a problem. I decide not to press Yuri for a reason. It's not like it should matter much either way, so I'll just need to make sure my room is clean. I hope I managed to make myself useful in some way. I'm not nearly as creative as you are. Don't underestimate yourself, Neon. I don't know. I feel like in some respects Neon is like me. We just have a unique way of words, shall we say. I think that will make a very productive team. Even if you only chose me because you felt bad or something. Nonsense! I didn't choose you for anything of the sort. Wait. You don't actually think that, do you? I don't know. It's difficult to come up with any other reason you may have chosen me. You're forgetting the one reason you're forgetting the one reason in the most common sense. I chose to help you because that's what I want to do. But Yuri thinks to herself in an extremely tense expression. Yuri, you're overthinking this. You want me to point out when you're overthinking, right? Huh? I didn't realize. I'm telling you, I want to. That's all there is to it. Do you believe me? Yuri thinks really hard again. She looks straight into my eyes for a long while. I believe you. As if it took her tremendous effort, Yuri finally says that and relaxes her expression. And I'm really looking forward to Sunday. Yeah, I am too. After that exchange, I make my way out the door, and Yuri follows. I can't believe this. Yuri's going to be coming to my house on Sunday. My anxiety shoots through the roof. You know, I'd gotten pretty used to handling her at this point. There's no telling what might end up happening when we're outside of school. More than that, she's looking forward to it. Is this a chance I have to make something happen between us? Or is it too early for that? Only time will tell. But until then, I won't be able to take my mind off it. I seriously can't wait! It's already Sunday. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Yuri's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. Yuri is clearly an introvert, and also an intimate person in general. There's no doubt that she'll open up a little bit when it's just the two of us. Meanwhile, we've even been texting occasionally. She was extremely apprehensive at first, but it wasn't long before I was already learning more about her. But putting Yuri aside, I haven't heard a thing from Sayori since she left club early the other day. It's not like we text each other all the time or anything, but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. Between what Sayori said and what Monica said, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feelings aside when she might need me? Well, no, probably not. But at the same time, you gotta know how to help her if you really wanted to have any kind of lasting impact. Because wanting to help is good and all, but if you don't know exactly how to approach it, it will either do nowhere near as much. It won't do near as much as you're hoping it will do to help her out, or it might end up having the exact opposite effect. Of course, I probably really shouldn't. Now that my memory is starting to get refreshed a little bit. You two are childhood friends, so if there's anybody who would be most qualified to know about this sort of thing, it would be you. So honestly, maybe this really is a dumb mistake I'm doing, but alas, this is the only other way I can spend time with any of the other girls, so I'm hoping that everything will work out with Sayori. Hopefully. As I approach my house, I see something that makes me feel a moment of panic. Yuri? Ah, thank goodness. You're a little early. I'm sorry I wasn't home yet. Were you waiting for a long time? No, I just got here. But I started to get really nervous when nobody answered the doorbell. You always could have texted me. If I had known, I would have reassured you and hurried on my way home. I suppose that's true. I didn't think of that, for some reason. It should be common sense to do that, but I decide to ignore it. Anyway, let's go inside. I see you brought a lot of stuff with you. That's right. And did you manage to find everything I asked you to buy as well? Yeah, pretty much. At least I hope I got everything right. I'm sure it'll be fine. I take Yuri to my room. The first thing she does is glance around curiously, which makes me feel anxious. It's so clean. I cleaned it before you came over, so it's very considerate of you to do. No. I would be really embarrassed for my room to be a mess while you were here. Well, I do enjoy cleaning. I would have gladly helped you clean. That would be even more embarrassing. Wait, don't look in there! I snatched Yuri's wrist. which was in the process of opening a desk drawer of mine. I forgot, you were a snoopy one. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking for some reason. Clearly. I was just spacing out. It's fine. I let go of Yuri's wrist. She puts both her hands firmly in her lap, as if making sure she's keeping track of them. So, should we get started? Yes. I have a few things planned that you can help with. Decorations and other atmospheric enhancements. Atmospheric enhancements? You know. Mood lighting, aromatherapy candles. Oh, wow. I didn't know you planned on taking it that far. Of course. I want to help take our guests to a faraway place. Although many will stop by just out of curiosity. And for cupcakes, I guess. Natsuki apparently makes some delicious cupcakes, so... I still want to try her cupcakes. Even to this day. I'm determined to provide an experience that will leave them wanting more. That's great. It's easy to forget that you're a pretty intense person. Intense? I guess that's the best way to put it. Is that a bad thing? No, not at all. It's something that I like about you, actually. Is that so? That makes me feel relieved. And kind of happy. Yeah, no need to be so anxious. You can relax a little. Relax. I brought some things for relaxation. I was going to use them during the poetry event. Oh yeah? Like what? Let's see. Yuri rummages through her bag. She pulls out a few candles and a wooden cylinder-shaped object. I did some shopping on the way here, so I happen to have these in my bag. I plan to cover the windows in black paper and use the candles to light the room. I think that would be amazing, don't you? Yeah, that'd be really neat. What's that wooden thing, though? Oh, this? It's a diffuser for essential oils. How familiar are you with aromatherapy? Not familiar at all. Is that so? It's one of my favorite contributors to a positive atmosphere. Depending on the oils or herbs you choose, you can change the mood of the air itself. You can even feel it permeate through your body. Relaxation, positive energy, romance, reflection. It's almost like magic. Yuri takes the cylinder and pushes a switch on the bottom. In just a moment, a thin ray of vapor begins to spout through a small hole on the top. Wow, it smells wonderful. What kind of mood is that one for? This is a jasmine essential oil. It smells a little sweet and flowery, right? Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. I chose jasmine for the event because it provides more than relaxation. Jasmine enhances your emotions and helps you feel them flow through your body. You feel warmer and your heart pounds more heavily. Don't you think that'll be perfect for sharing our poems? Or reading erotic literature, I'd imagine. But perish the thought. Why would I ever suggest such a thing? It does sound suitable. But you seem to know a lot about this, so I'll trust your opinion with anything. Yuri smiles gently, clearly enjoying herself. She again reaches into her bag and pulls out several spools of thin ribbon. What are those for? Well, did you purchase the origami paper I asked you to get? Yeah, I have it over here. We won't be using the paper for folding origami. What I'd like to do is write a different kanji character on each paper. We'll need about 100 of them. Oh yeah? What will those be used for? I'm going to cut pieces of ribbon to hang from the doorway of the classroom. Then we can fasten the kanji paper onto the ribbons to create a doorway curtain. Wouldn't that be wonderful? It would also catch the eye of those passing by the room. It may attract some to peek inside. It's really creative. I had no idea you'd be so good at this, Yuri. Is that so? Well, I suppose I do get a little intense, as you'd put it. Yuri giggles with red cheeks. Hey, you know how to draw a crowd in, so that's a good skill to have for this sort of thing. No need to be embarrassed. Is it just me, or is she more relaxed when it's just the two of us? Or maybe it's the excitement she feels when sharing something that she enjoys. I'm voting more towards the latter. Here's a marker, Neon. You can write as many characters you want. I'll help you once I finish cutting the ribbons. Oh, alright. See you on the floor together. The two of us get to work. I carefully draw a different character on each paper, doing my best to manage my bad handwriting. Yuri unravels a long strand of red ribbon to her desired length. Then, she reaches into her bag once more and pulls out a pocket knife. Huh? The knife is strangely beautiful. The silver handle has an intricate pattern of waves etched into it. The blade itself is gently tinted blue. That's no ordinary pocket knife. It looks really fancy. Well... Embarrassed, Yuri looks away. What is it? You're going to think it's weird. Yuri, whatever it is, I have no reason to judge. To each their own, you know. If memory serves, you liked collecting knives, yes? If you promise you won't be weirded out. Yeah, I promise. Alright. The thing is, I'm kind of into knives. They're just so pretty. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. The combination of craftsmanship and feeling of danger, maybe? Well, hey, I like watching how swords are made, so I can kind of understand. What am I saying? Please don't think I'm weird for this. Nonsense! You're laughing at me? No, I'm not laughing at you. It's just funny how nervous you got about sharing. It's an interesting thing to be into, I guess. I think it kind of suits you. Suits me? Yeah. It's kind of intense. Besides, it's a really cool looking knife. I can't deny that. It is, isn't it? Yuri relaxes her expression once again. Would you like to hold it? Sure, I'll check it out. Yuri carefully hands me the knife, with the handle facing me. I take it and turn it around in my hands. It feels heavy and extremely solid. Where do you even get a knife like this? Curious of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife with my index finger. Ow! Neon! Why'd you do that? Because I'm a curious George, Yuri. I didn't expect it to be that sharp. Barely touched it at all. It's my fault. I should have warned you. This knife is extremely sharp. It can cut through skin like it's paper. Oh no. A small drop of blood trickles down the side of my finger. Yuri takes my hand and gives the wound a closer look. Huh. She stares at it and noticeably fidgets. If you're squeamish, I'll go wash it off now. Ha! Without warning, Yuri puts my finger in her mouth and licks the wound. KFC, finger licking good. I feel her tongue curl around my fingers. Oh wait, no, I should make it like that butchered Chinese app. At least I think it was from China. KFC! Eat your fingers off! I feel her tongue curl around my finger. Startled, I instinctively pull my hand back. Oh, please forgive me. I wasn't thinking. You do that a lot, don't you? Yuri lowers her head, her face burning up. Yuri, that's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. How could I do something like that? I'm sorry. Sure, it was a little weird and took me by surprise. I guess she was just trying to help, right? You hear that, or she likes the taste of blood? Yuri, I think you're overreacting a little. She doesn't lift her head. What if she doesn't recover from this for the rest of the afternoon? Alright, you know what? This might be a stupid thing to do, but I do it anyway. Well, I guess that just makes you a stupid person now, doesn't it? I take Yuri's hand and lick her index finger in return. Neon! Did you really just do that? Yup. Now we're even. Yuri just looks at me like I did something wrong. I knew that would be a bad idea. If not for the sweet aroma of the jasmine oil, the air would be extremely heavy right now. You're so weird, Neon. You would know, wouldn't you? Yuri giggles shyly. Huh? Yuri calling me weird? I have no response to that. Where do you keep your bandages? I don't think I need one, actually. It was a tiny cut. Look, it already stopped bleeding. I see. That's relieving. The tension was quickly lifted. We each assume our respective activities. I watch Yuri's knife cut through the ribbon like it's nothing but air. Meanwhile, I continue to make progress on the kanji. After we finish attaching the paper to the ribbons, we lay them all out side by side. It looks better than I expected, and will be very effective as a door curtain. It looks great. Good thinking coming up with this, Yuri. Thanks. It's just something I saw online, really. Are you ready to move on to the next task? Yeah, let's do it. What do you have in mind? I'd like to create a banner. That's why I asked you to buy the paint tablets. That's right. One of the items Yuri asked me to buy was a kit of watercolor paint tablets. We'll need about 6 cups of water to put each of the tablets in. Do you mind fetching those for us? Of course not. 6 cups of water. I'll be right back in a minute. Thank you very much. Oh, and just a little bit of water is okay. If you fill the cups too much, it'll be too diluted. Taking Yuri's advice, I decide to use small plastic bathroom cups rather than full-sized glasses. I put them on a plate to catch any paint that drips, then bring it back into my room. Yuri? Yes? I miss seeing your happy face. I come in to see Yuri quickly unrolling her sleeve, pulling it back over her arm. Nothing. You self-harm, don't you? Wasn't that something that was also touched upon in the original game? Like you cut yourself or something? Although, I wonder how much of that was just your personality going out of whack because of what Monica did. Nothing. Your face is a little red. Is it too hot in here or anything? No, not at all. There's nothing wrong, so let's mix the paint. Yuri hurriedly dismisses me and takes it upon herself to unwrap the tablets, dropping them into the cups. So, I thought we would do something simple that would look very nice. I'd like to paint a gradient across the banner, starting with the colors for sunrise, then daytime, then sunset and nighttime. Once it dries, I'll write an inspirational quote across the banner. We can hang it on the wall behind the podium at the front of the classroom. Ah, neat. What are you going to write? Well, it'll be more fun to surprise you. Yuri smiles at me. If you say so. After rolling out the banner, Yuri and I kneel on opposite sides so we don't get in the way of each other. Yuri uses a brush and adds a few dots of different colors across the banner to serve as a color guide when we paint. This kind of reminds me of elementary school. Putting on a banner with watercolors feels a lot like the art class projects we'd had back then. It's relaxing. Sorry if this feels too childish. No, I didn't mean that at all. It's kind of fun, you know? Yeah, it is fun. I'm glad you feel that way too. Yuri stops painting for a moment, thinking to herself. For me, I don't need to go out and do crazy things to have fun. Me neither! In fact, I usually don't even want to. I just like when I can spend time with one other person. Even if it's something simple like reading, it doesn't even matter if we don't talk much. Just having a friend next to me makes things a little bit nicer. I understand that entirely. I think that's all it takes for me to be happy. Is that so? Even if Yuri and I are quite different, I can understand where she's coming from. I feel that way about things like anime and games, where simply sharing the experience with someone can make me happy. I think I feel the same way. Yuri smiles gently. I knew you'd understand. Yuri leans over the banner to grab an unused paintbrush. But I move at the same time, causing my head to bump into hers. Yeah, sorry. Yuri reels back, and I quickly lift my hands in surprise. Are you hurt? No, I'm not hurt. It just startled me. That's all. Sorry, I should have asked you to get it from me. It's not your fault. Your face. There are droplets of paint on Yuri's face and neck. Is there something on my face? A portal to the fifth dimension. Nothing serious. Yeah, I accidentally got paint on you. Sorry, it's totally my fault. I'll get a towel right away. I rush out and fetch a small towel, then dampen it with hot water. I return to my room and kneel back down in front of her. Here. I pat down Yuri's face and neck with the towel. Is something wrong? It's hot. I just didn't expect it. Sorry. I didn't want to use cold water. Having finished, I start to retract my hand. But Yuri suddenly holds my wrist. Wait. Huh? Just for a little longer. Feels really nice. I keep my hand still against Yuri's cheek. She looks into my eyes. It's an intense expression that I recognize from when she reads her books. It's almost as if she's lost in a daze, enveloped by her own thoughts. She breathes gently, half through slightly parted lips. What is happening? Is it the aroma of the jasmine oil giving me this dizzy feeling? Could just be hormones. You are a teenager after all. Yuri's gentle fingers, wrapped around my wrist, send a tingling sensation through my arm. And suddenly, her face seems to be much closer to mine than it was just a moment ago. Yuri slowly pulls away. Sorry. been feeling a little lightheaded today. I didn't mean to space out. It's fine. The moment is over as soon as it began. Yuri picks up her brush again, but her movements seem clumsier, like she's unable to focus. I remain silent, forced to ignore the event that just transpired. I hesitantly retrieve my own brush and continue following Yuri's example. I should do it. I finish filling the night sky with white dots that look like stars. Looking at the banner as a whole, it's very pretty and natural looking. I think it came out better than I expected. I'm really happy with the results. Yeah, me too. Are you going to add the lettering now? Not yet. It needs to dry first. That's true, but won't that take a while? Well, perhaps it would be best to leave it here. Then have you bring it in the morning. I could do the lettering in the classroom before our event starts. Is that okay? It's totally fine. Wonderful. In that case, I don't think there's anything more for us to do here. You say that like you're glad it's over. Was I wrong to assume that you were at least enjoying yourself a little bit? No, it's not that. I'm just glad that we managed to get everything done. I see. I am too. I was a little concerned about time. I need to start making dinner soon. Huh. So you don't have any time left? I was secretly hoping we would have extra time after finishing the work. Well, Yuri thinks to herself. I think it would be too irresponsible of me to wait much longer. I'm sorry. I was hoping there would be more time as well. It's probably my fault. Sorry for being such a slow worker. No, it's not your fault at all. And the important thing is we got everything done, right? Yeah. So, I shouldn't be disappointed. Or anything. Gathering all her things, Yuri seems to look a little downcast. I understand why. It sounded like she rarely gets the opportunity to spend time with friends in a relaxed environment. But it doesn't mean that this is the last time it can happen. Well, that's certainly true in this case, isn't it? Because we're playing a normal visual novel now. Once Yuri packs up, I walk her out the front door. Thank you very much for having me today. No problem. I'm glad I was able to help. Just let me know if there's anything else you need me to bring tomorrow. I will. Well then. Yuri fidgets. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Wait. I kind of say that without thinking. About today. It's fine that we didn't have much time as we wanted. Because we can do this again. Whenever you want, you can come over, or we can go out somewhere. Forgot you don't like going out much. I stumble over my words. As I stumble over my words, Yuri simply smiles bashfully. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so... You're very thoughtful, Neon. Yuri takes a step closer to me, then briefly squeezes my hand. I kind of like that about you. Looks like... I forget. Up close, does her character portrait normally look this blurred in the original game? I kind of like that about you. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? I kind of like a lot of things about you, in fact. I really am in love with you, aren't I? She says that mostly to herself, but I heard it myself loud and clear. She looks at me. I didn't say that out loud, did I? No, you don't need to. I'm a mind reader. You did. God damn it, Neon. She looks down, embarrassed. Once again, I have to save the situation. Yuri. Well, I could just break her heart and reject her right here, huh? I think the mod page on GitHub mentions that there are multiple endings for the different character routes, like 11 or something. So maybe if I feel like tearing out my own heart later on, I will consider coming back here and seeing what happens if I select reject her. But we're going to play exactly the way that I want to, first time around. Don't worry. In truth, I like you as well. Ever since I joined the Literature Club, spending time with you has been really special. I wouldn't skip on it for the world. You really mean that? I do. Personally, I think you two are kind of rushing things a bit, but I mean, hey, I guess this is where we're going to go. And hey, I'll prove it. The festival, tomorrow? How about making that our first date? She gasps. Neon, that makes me so happy. Good. I'll see you tomorrow, all right? Of course. Bye. She waves to me, smiling, and walks away. Wow. Me and Yuri are dating now, huh? I know! And so suddenly, too. I wonder, though, since we're already jumping right into it, is the fact that we're just jumping into it this quickly gonna play a huge factor for what's gonna happen on this route? Like, will it cause drama? Like, will the story kind of touch upon how quickly they're rushing it in a way that kind of highlights maybe wasn't such a good idea to just jump into it so quickly? Because, I mean, they've only known each other for a handful of days at this point, I think. I think it's very, I mean, they were only just starting to become friends, and now this happens. Realistically speaking, the chances of a relationship like this working out, if it turns romantic, are awfully freaking low. But yeah, where I'm going with this, what I'm trying to say is, I wonder if this is going to create some drama later on with how quickly they're rushing things. I breathe in and breathe out. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's the day after the festival. We don't even get to see the temp festival, son of a bitch. All that work, and we only hear about the results of how it goes. How unfortunate. I walk into the literature club and the usual scene greets me. Yuri's sitting at her desk, reading a book. Natsuki and Sayori are talking about something. Monika's late again. I walk over to Yuri. She's completely oblivious to my appearance. Hey, what's up? She jumps, startled. Once she sees it's just me, she calms down. Oh, I didn't notice you there, Neon. Sorry, you startled me. You really do apologize too much. If I scared you, don't apologize. It isn't your fault. She begins to apologize, but catches herself. Sorry. I mean, okay. She puts her head back down in her book. I realize something. Oh, God, I'm distracting her. I'm interrupting your reading, aren't I? Oh, no, you're all right. I don't mind putting some time aside to speak with you, Neon. That's a relief. We sure do have a lot to talk about. Yeah, why don't you fill us all in on how the date went? Especially regarding the festival, huh? Festival. A day none of us want to remember. Oh, no. What happened? Did you trip and fall face first into Natsuki's plate of cupcakes? She got angry and then, well, she turned into a kaiju and just destroyed the whole classroom. She stares into the distance. Rather, maybe she got mad and she just simply tried to stuff the banner that you two made down your gullet. Do we absolutely need to talk about that? I don't really want to either. But seeing as how our member count remained at 5, I don't think Monika will ignore it. As if on cue, Monika walks in the room. Sorry, everyone. I swear, one of these days I have to get a watch or something. You have a phone, don't you? Use that as a clock. So, does anyone know something about the club? You mean, besides the fact that it's as empty as it usually is? No, I don't notice anything odd about it beyond that. Something important? Natsuki walks up, smug. Yeah, you're always late to it. I don't believe that's what she's referring to, Natsuki. It's something important about the club. Monika sighs. Other than that, have you noticed anything that hasn't changed? This time, it's Yuri's turn to be smug. Natsuki, apparently. Hey! That isn't what she meant either! Hey there, Sayori. Okay, everyone, calm down. What I meant is that when I say everyone, that still includes only 5 of us. Let's talk about the festival, shall we? All 3 of the girls listening groan. Even if I don't voice it, I feel the same way. None of us really want to think about that. I know, kind of a touchy subject, but we need to talk about it. You all were there, but does anyone want a refresher? Well, I do. The festival. It's a day that all of us would probably like to forget. And the look on Sayori, Natsuki, and Yuri's faces reflect my idea. But if Monika is insistent to bring it up, I guess I have no choice but to remember. We even have a little sepia overlay. Kind of dark, though. It's Monday, in time for the school festival. I've got all the decorations me and Yuri set up. I'm waiting for Sayori to help me carry them. Festivals. I've always enjoyed them, as they were essentially a day off from school. But at the same time, I never got involved in anything like this. I can't believe I have to read out a poem. I'm still not even that proud of the one I chose. I just hope everyone else will like it. My mind jumps to Sayori. She still hasn't come out of her room yet. I was waiting outside her door for her to do so. But it seems she overslept again. No, I think it's because she didn't have the energy to get out of bed for an entirely different reason. I really can't go in, though. I'm not going to be late because of her. I texted her as many times as I can, and after about 5, she responds. She apologizes for sleeping in. She then tells me she'd be out in half an hour. Great. I set down my bag against her fence and lean against it. I grab a stone nearby and throw it, trying to pass the time. Careful not to hit any windows. She gets outside shortly after, and we walk together as usual. For once, her clothing isn't particularly off. She must have really put the effort here. We continue walking. Sayori says something that stops me in my tracks. So, you and Yuri are dating now, huh? That's word spreads awfully fast, it would seem. I stopped. What? How'd you know that? Duh, it's obvious, Neon. You were snooping on me, weren't you, Sayori? Who's a snoopy snooper? But don't worry, I'm not jealous. Whatever you say, I'm happy for you two. It was clear from when you first met that you liked her. Am I really that obvious? Yep. Don't worry, though. It worked out in the end, didn't it? I guess Sayori really isn't wrong. She smiles at me, and together we walk to the festival. We arrive at the festival and get to our setup. We're about 15 minutes late, but we don't miss much. Of course, the first thing Sayori does is take a huge bite out of one of Natsuki's cupcakes, and I grab one as well. Instead of the traditional swirl, the icing is shaped sort of like a closed book, fitting the theme. Wow, Natsuki, these are really good. Thanks. I just hope everyone else will enjoy them. It's impressive how the icing's done. Something like this must have taken a lot of effort. Time, effort, or both. Well, duh. I've got a lot of practice with this kind of thing. It's really not that hard once you get to know it. Yuri and Monika come over, getting a taste, and they seem to enjoy it. They too express their gratitude to Natsuki. I'm glad you guys enjoyed them. Just make sure there's enough for everyone else, alright? Speaking of anyone else, is there someone who signed up to join the club yet? Nope, not too far. But the festival hasn't really picked up yet. In due time, I guess. Oh, that's right. And we haven't read the poetry yet. Speaking of which, have you got your poem with you, Neon? Oh yeah, it's right in my book bag. I cut myself off. I realize by now the apparent emptiness behind me that I didn't bring my book bag with me. Great. I mean, I did. Well, that isn't very good. Anyone have a poem they can lend Neon? He seems to have forgotten his. You know, the main event of the day and everything. No need to hit the nail further in, Monika. It's already deep enough. Monika guilt trips me. Hey, I didn't do it on purpose. Sayori steps in my defense. Hey, don't be so mean to him. For the record, I forgot my poem too, so it really isn't just him. Sayori, that's not something you should feel proud of. But, I forgot. Well, you can't do that. Now 2 of us won't be able to read anything. How will we attract newcomers now? We put on a show. Well, my reading wasn't going to attract anyone new anyway, so really, I don't count. Sayori, did you leave it behind just so you didn't have to read? What? No, why would I do that? I wouldn't lie. You're lying right now, Sayori. I'm ashamed of you, Vice President. At this point, a crowd is gathered at the door, interested. Good going, girls! Keep this show running! They slowly enter the room. A couple of the smarter ones picked up cupcakes, and they're pointing and laughing at us. Natsuki steps in. Hey, leave Sayori alone. I didn't want to read these dumb poems either. In fact, none of us did. It was only you who wanted this dumb idea. I'm sorry, Natsuki. I thought you were confident enough to read, but I guess not. I really haven't seen this side of Monika before. It seems rather angry, to say the least. Natsuki isn't having any of that. I'm sorry, Monica. I thought you listened to your club members when they voiced a concern, but I guess not. Some damn president you are. Natsuki, in case you weren't listening, there was no one asking for your opinion. No one was asking for you to guilt trip him either, Monica. You have no reason to give it. Well, here, I'll ask now. Natsuki, what's your opinion? I'm glad you asked, Sayori. In my opinion, Monica's been an awful president. Ah, good to see that you're both wrong. Opinions can't be wrong. Well, depending on how you... Well, it depends. Maybe that can change someday, but I doubt it. Guys! Quiet, Yuri! Oh, poor Yuri. Yuri squeals softly and backs away. It's okay, Yuri. I value your input on things. She, however, notices the crowd and is even more scared. I turn to the other club members. Well, here goes nothing. Guys! You're making a mockery of your own club. Stop your bickering. At once, they all quiet down. Natsuki opens her mouth to defend herself, but she takes one look at me and closes it. At this point, the crowd mostly dissipates. It's noticeable that still not one signature is on her sign-up sheet. Wait, that's it? Okay, you two had a bit of a tense argument, but I was expecting something a little more dramatic. So, does everyone understand why this club's still the way it is? Because we're a well-oiled machine. All three of the girls in question look down in disappointment. Monica does too. She was part of the problem after all. Even if she doesn't care to admit it. She seems to be thinking a moment. And she speaks up. I'm sorry I snapped at you two, Neon and Sayori. I really shouldn't have. In fact, I should have listened to you the first time around. And I'm sorry for yelling at you, Yuri. I'm a bit taken aback. Didn't expect that one out of Monica. But I guess it's the first time for everything. What about Nats, Monica? I guess that means I should also man up and take responsibility. Here goes. I suppose I have to apologize too. I did cause this after all. Natsuki steps forward. Well, you both need to stop being so hard on yourself. It's dumb. It's not either your fault, so stop feeling so guilty about it. I'm the one. Through the rushing of her words and the shakiness of her voice, it's clear Natsuki struggles to apologize. Sayori comes up and wraps her arms around Natsuki. I forgive you, Natsuki. And you too, Monica. And Neon. It's not that big a deal as long as we're all still friends, right? You forgot to include Yuri. Natsuki looks up. Yeah. Club might not have more members, but at least we have us. Yuri stops looking at the floor and begins to speak up. I'd like the club better this way. I know you want more members, Sayori and Monica, but I don't really. It's great to be just us, where we all like each other just the way we are and don't have any real drama. Besides, if there's five of us and we sometimes argue, imagine if there were more. Well, then we'd have a real event on our hands. In which case I would get the popcorn ready. Sayori thinks for a second, an action I rarely see out of her. Well, I don't want to add more members if our current original members don't like that idea. I guess I agree with you guys. Monica takes a look at everyone, processing this. She seems to connect this idea. I guess it's settled then. No more members, huh? Okay, everyone. Are we sure the club is as good as it is? Absolutely. I don't mind this. It's great with just you guys. I wouldn't change this for anything. Alright. Then the literature club stays how it is. Well, no poems this week. Take it as a show of good faith from me, I guess. Woo! Thanks, Monica. Aw, alright. Oh, good. No need to worry about that. Yuri looks at me. I smile. She returns it, and we all leave the club. Me and Yuri leave together. Neon, am I going to your house this Sunday? I'd love to have you. She blushes. I'm so ready for Sunday. It's 7th hour, and I'm ready for it to be over, so Literature Club can begin already. Speaking of Literature Club, I'm worried about Yuri. It's been 3 days since the festival, and 2 since the club talked about it, but it seems to have still hit Yuri pretty hard. She's been even less confident than normal ever since that day. I'll have to talk to her about it. I walk into the room. My literature class is fun, but it drags on when you're waiting for school to end. I walk to my desk, only to be surprised by who's sitting in the back of the room. It's Yuri, reading a book I don't think I've seen before. I walk up and tap her on the shoulder. She looks up from her book, at me. Neon? You're in this class? I thought you didn't have a taste for literature. This is a third-year class. Well, I'm not that into literature, but I skipped first year. The way it sounded, that class would be worse than taking a higher level one. So, I'm here. Have we not noticed each other before? She stops to think. Well, we likely did. It's just that we didn't acknowledge each other. After all, we weren't familiar with each other at the time. That makes sense. Come to think of it, I do remember Yuri being here. At least it seems. It's one of those things where now you think you remember it, even if in reality you don't. Except now I have no idea whether or not I do. I'll take her word for it. Well, is anyone sitting next to you? Nope. She says that rather sadly. Oh. Well, don't worry, I'll plop my butt right next to you. Well, then I will. Besides, it's what a boyfriend would do, right? I say the word boyfriend with a bit of a mocking tone. It's always been kind of stupid to me. How we have to proclaim that we're dating every few minutes. Well, don't do it then. Just be yourselves. However, her face goes red. Yeah, I suppose. Here, sit down. She seems nervous about something. I sit next to her just in time for class to begin. The teacher begins to drone on about this and that. Mainly talking about how today we're getting a day to work on a project that we were apparently supposed to be doing. For me, that means one thing. I can get into my normal routine of sleeping through this class. You shouldn't sleep through class, Neon. That's bad. That's a bad practice to have. Bad habit. I place my arms on my desk and rest my head in them. I was just about to nod off when Yuri questions me. Neon? You're falling asleep. Yeah, I was trying to. She looks shocked. I kind of forgotten that she's not Sayori. You wouldn't be used to this from me. She questions me. What? Don't you want to get a good grade on the project? I scoff. Unless it's going to change the C- I have in here, I think I'm good. Well, yeah, it would. It would help influence the grade to go higher, man. That's why you gotta pay attention and just take notes on everything. It's not hard. C-? Neon, do you need help? Clearly he does. I stop to consider this. On the one hand, I might impress Yuri if I take my studies seriously. And it might be fun to work together. On the other, it seems like an unbearable amount of work. A lot of the best things in life aren't easy to acquire, Neon. In the end, I decide to refuse Nah, I'm just gonna accept your help. Sure, why not? You can start by telling me what this project is. Her shock only increases. You don't know? Neon, how much of this class did you sleep through? Most of it, actually. School is tiring, alright? Well, then you should go to bed earlier. The look of concern she gives me is worrying to me. Alright, well, perhaps I can salvage the situation. How good are you at research? I don't have a clue. She looks even more worried. Yuri, it looks like you're just gonna have to practically babysit him, so just assume as much. Well, alright. Let's start with the topic of the paper then. Which task were you assigned? I pull out my paper. Explain the overarching themes of the current novel, it says. Did you read the book, Neon? No. That might be a bit of an issue. Here, let me give you a quick rundown. With that, she begins to explain the important parts, characters, and themes of the book. For a school-assigned book, she seems really into it. All of her nervousness and concern disappear as she closes her eyes and thinks about the novel. The way she is able to perfectly explain every detail, and her confidence in every word she states, is truly different. By the time she's done, I could only stare. Did I do something wrong? Why are you staring like that? Oh, you didn't do anything. Don't worry about that. You seem so confident about the book, talking about the book. I'm impressed. Oh, thank you. Books are a lot easier to talk about because I know them cover to cover, almost literally. Trying to talk about myself or other people, it's a different story. Hey, I guess you need help reading people and I need help reading books. Seems like a symbiotic relationship to me. Well, hopefully we can both help each other with time. Now, did that help you find some ideas on what to write? I nod and look down to begin writing, but I still can't help but consider what I had said. What if I helped Yuri gain confidence? She clearly needs it, and it wouldn't seem too hard. It may not seem difficult, but I mean, you really gotta get to know her first before you can accurately judge that. I'm pondering on this when, to my surprise, the bell rings. I don't think I've ever been awake for the final bell. I was just about to walk out when Yuri looks at me apprehensively. Do you want to walk to the literature club together? Sure. With that, we make our way to the literature club, walking and talking together. When we walk in, the usual scene greets us. A new CG piece. Looks pretty decently done. I like the lighting on the couch. It Sunday, in time for Yuri to show up. This is our first date since the one we had the day before the festival. I'm admittedly kind of nervous here. I could mess things up a lot. The anticipation doesn't let me wait, and I'm watching the door expectantly. Luckily for me, Yuri shows up rather quickly. I go to answer the knock at the door. Hello, Neon. Okay, and she's got a slight tint to her, similar to the lighting in the room. Nice attention to detail, I like it. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you too, Yuri. Please, come in. Thank you. She's holding her book, as usual. She steps inside and begins to walk upstairs. We're almost done, huh? Yes, I suppose we are. Only about 30 pages. We certainly got a lot done last week, huh? You're not wrong. Anyway, let's get to it, huh? Sure. She sits on my bed. I sit to the right of her. You got your bed in the living room? We're positioned parallel to how we were that first day of the literature club. Yuri seems a bit more comfortable this time. We get started on reading, slowly getting into usual routine. I begin to notice that as we get closer to the end, Yuri begins to tear up. The scene is fairly emotional, but I've never been one to cry about these kind of things. I knew there was something wrong with you. Turns out you lack empathy. I attempt to comfort her by putting my arm around her, in a bit of a side hug. She's confused at first, but calms down a bit and goes back to reading. By the last 2 pages of the novel, she's lightly sobbing. I turn to her. Yuri. Oh, Nihon. I'm sorry. Sometimes these books get to me, you know? It seems stupid when I say it out loud, but sometimes a good story can really twist your emotions around. That's not stupid to say out loud. I totally understand. Don't worry, I get what you mean. I just want to make sure you're all right, that's all. I agree that this part of the book is really sad. You wanted to check on me? I'm all right. Don't worry. Of course I did. I want to make sure you're okay. I care about you, you know? Thank you, Nihon. That's extremely sweet. I smile at her, and through light tears, she smiles back. We finish the book, and with that, it's over. We both sit there, silently. I can tell both our minds are racing with thoughts about what we just read. Did you like the book, Neon? Well, I really wish I knew what the damn book was about, but let's say I liked it. It was good. I enjoyed it. Thank you for showing it to me. It's really good to hear. I want to do this again sometime. I do as well. I hope you have another book like that, because I can't wait to read it. Well, I do have quite a few. I'll pick a good one out tonight. For now, is there something you wanted to do before I left? There's still quite a few hours left. We could watch something on TV. You like horror, right? Sure, I love horror movies. Did she ever say in the original game that she liked horror movies? That I don't remember. What's on? Well, let's see. I grabbed the remote and turned on the TV. I started to flip through the channels when I got to DVD, and Yuri stopped me. Oh, that's a good one. Would you like to watch this? Sure, I don't mind. We missed a few minutes, but overall it's nothing important. Yuri seems to enjoy it, but I'm terrified. Grow a spine. I eventually get to the point where I end up laying in Yuri's lap, cowering. Neon! I realize what I did and quickly move away. I guess it's my turn to ask. Are you okay? I'm fine. I was just a bit scared for a second. I'm good now, honestly. What? You said that a bit quick, Yuri. I didn't really mind. Okay, history. Okay, good. This still works. Oh, so she did say that. I actually really like that, by the way, so you can go back if you want. You just startled me, it's all. You can move back if you want. Well, if you think so. I move back, and Yuri puts her hand on top of my head. We stay in this state, getting back into the movie, and I can tell she's enjoying this. I am as well. Her content sighs really makes something about this feel good. After a little while, the movie ends, and we stay like this until Yuri finally begins to shift. Sorry, but I have to leave now. I feel bad, but I should be home before things get dark. If that's alright. Don't worry about it. Hey, I'm glad you came over. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, Neon. We say our goodbyes, and Yuri leaves. I notice that even now I still can't tell her I love her. I might not be as shy as Yuri, yet I still lack the confidence even after all this time. That sucks. At least she doesn't mind. You even have one for different lighting. Well, I guess it would be easy to tint it, wouldn't it? It's Sunday again, and my excitement could not be higher. Yuri spent nearly all Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday talking about last week. And Thursday and Friday of how she's excited for today. I hear a knock on my door. I get up and go to answer and see Yuri with a book in her hand. Hi, Neon. Ready to hang out together again? Of course. Come on in. Yuri's being her usual self. So, I brought another book for us to read. Great. How about you take a seat over there? Thanks. I point over to my couch and she sits down. I'm about to sit down as well when she asks me a question. This might sound odd, but do you have things to make tea here? You could check the kitchen, right over there. I lead her to the kitchen. She slowly and delicately opens each cabinet until she finds the tea set. I didn't even know I had it, but I've also never looked. I grab the kettle and fill it with water. I normally use it for cooking, as an easy way to heat up water, but this is its intended purpose. We're preparing tea for the both of us with teacups that I never even knew I had. Once the tea is finished, she pours some for us and goes back to the couch. I take a seat next to her, putting my teacup on a nearby table. She begins to scoot closer to me. She settles in. I hold the book, and we pick up where we left off. It's only 1 or 2 pages in when I start to hear steady rainfall, and Yuri pipes up. This is perfect. Tea, rain, a good book, and my boyfriend next to me. She has a hard time calling me her boyfriend. You're right. This is great. What a way to spend a day together, huh? Yes. Thanks for inviting me, Neon. Thanks for coming, Yuri. This is half your effort, too. I guess. Should we continue? I smile, nod, and turn back to her current read. Could I get a name for this book, please? I am legitimately curious. I get invested in the book, but Yuri seems to be gauging my reaction to it. I figure it's a chapter she read already, so I turn the page of my own volition. I notice that as I get to certain parts, or to certain characters, she seems to get nervous. Almost as if she wants to know how I react to their actions. It seems she might identify with this character a bit. Be careful what you say, Neon. Depending on what you decide to say about some of these characters, she might take it as either a compliment or a criticism towards her. Answer delicately. I've not even noticed how much worse the storm has gotten until the power goes out. Eek! I resist the urge to laugh at Yuri's shock, take out my phone, and turn on its light. Yuri looks at me in disappointment. Looks like we won't get much reading done now, huh? Well, I don't mind holding this up. As long as I pointed at the book, we'd be fine. Good idea. I don't know how I didn't think about that. Yuri stutters still, although less from nervousness and more from the temperature. The power outage must have blown the AC out. I get an idea. Wait here, I'll be right back. I'm going to get some blankets. I start to go upstairs and into the closet. Wait a minute, you said AC. As an air conditioner. Why are you getting... Air conditioners are meant to cool a room, not heat it up, like a heater. So why the hell are you getting a blanket? I look and see that I only have one blanket. It makes sense, but it doesn't help me much. I walk back down with it. Well, here you go. I hand her the blanket. She puts it on, then looks at it and back to me. Where's yours? I only have the one. I don't mind though. I'm not all that cold. As if my body wanted to call me out on my line, I sneeze immediately after. Bless you. Thanks. She takes the cover off herself and holds it out to me. Here. Seriously, take it. I would rather have you use it anyway. I have an idea suggesting that we share it. But would that be weird? How would she react to me saying that? Well, it wouldn't hurt. I don't think it would really hurt to ask. I mean, you two are boyfriend and girlfriend. I mean, just ask. See what she has to say. I think about it, and in the end I share the blanket. Maybe we could share it. I get more silent with each word, but somehow Yuri hears me over the rain. What? I knew it was a bad thing to say, but she seems completely flustered by it. I almost try to salvage the situation when she does it herself. I wouldn't mind. I smile slightly, take some of the blanket, and wrap it around me so that it encloses both of us. We put both our arms above it and get back to how we were. Neon. This is really romantic. I never thought I would do this with anyone, ever. Thank you. You never thought you would do this with anyone? Not really. It's weird to get someone to even talk about me as much as you do, much less this. It's great. It's always been that nobody would speak to me other than to get homework or things of that nature. It's good to have someone who I can speak my mind with and feel comfortable around, you know? I never really considered that Yuri has so much pent-up loneliness. But I guess it comes with keeping so much to yourself. I'm glad I could be that for you, Yuri. Plus, reading like this is fun regardless. We were reading, weren't we? Let's get back to that, huh? And we do. We get to the end of the chapter when, as if the universe timed it, the rain stops. She closes the book and checks the time. Well, I guess that means I'm leaving. See you here Sunday then? Of course. I really did love this. Are we really going to do this every Sunday? She avoids eye contact, shy as always. I, however, jump at the opportunity. Sounds fine by me. See you tomorrow? Yeah. See you then. With that, she leaves. You know what? I think at least for this first episode, I'm going to stop things here. Maybe I'll make the episode a good bit. Maybe I'll make the episode a little longer, but we'll see what happens with this whole thing. Anyway, so I'd say all things considered, things are going well so far between Neon and Yuri here, which I'm happy to see. But I still can't help but wonder how long things are going to play out until we do get to some drama. Because I am convinced that we're going to see something here that will add at least a little tension to the relationship here. Otherwise, well, the lack of any real conflict would make things a tad bit boring, I would say. So, yeah. This is the first episode of Doki Doki Literature Club, the normal VN. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more content from me, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I will see you all next time. Take care.